penultimate show of this week. For
And he's our the next guy's the penultimate guest of the show.
That he is. Jonathan Tavernari back in the studio, B. Welcome back, brother.
Penultimo.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, when are you shaving your head, man? Because you put it on Twitter that you're going to do it if BYU makes the NCAA tournament.
You're acting like this is some crazy move. Of course they're going to make the tourney.
Yeah, I never said anything. I'm just saying that when they make it, I'll shave it. Okay. Shave my head, shave my beard. Ooh. My wife's probably not going to be happy with that, but,
She likes the beard and the hair?
Well, I look European like this. So
and she likes the European style.
Well, I mean, when you live there for about a decade, you get used to it.
So she likes Italian JT more than Brazilian JT?
Well,
is that what you're saying?
She met me when I was completely shaved and clean.
Okay.
And I look like Mr. Clean. And so it's,
upgrade now, right?
Yeah. But, however, though, if, and the last time I was here, I don't know, unfortunately, they can't play the clip back because I just got here. Because apparently when I'm wrong, you guys have clips ready to show, right? But, if you remember, this gentleman right here was saying, oh, hey, listen, I disagree with you. Things evolve. I think the Sweet 16 is very, BYU is very capable of getting there. So let's do this. BYU gets to the Sweet 16, you shave all your head.
No.
Why?
No.
You don't have faith in this team.
I have faith they can shoot themselves into a Sweet 16. Absolutely.
And if they do it, you shave your head.
I did the shaved head thing. It's time for someone else to do it.
If I shave my head, I'm afraid it won't come back.
Jason
Yes.
Shepard. That's the most truthful thing that's been said today on the show.
I think somebody needs to shave their head if they get to the Sweet 16.
Listen, I've done this before. I was the first. Okay. I don't want to do it again.
All right, listen. As my buddy Aaron Jones says, there it is. When you sign up,
I don't want to do it again.
When it's your turn to sign up people to do things, you're the first one on top of the list. But I'm signing you up now.
I helped clean the church on Sunday. I want you to know that.
Okay.
I signed up.
Right. After how long?
Months. But I did it, and it was awesome.
Okay. Well.
All right, JT. Let's keep this shaving the head theme going because BYU basketball making the tournament has been the catalyst for this, and rejoining Jay Billis with the Bald Brethren. He put out a tweet to his 1.4 million followers, sent it to you. What'd you think about Jay Billis getting in on this conversation?
It's to be honest, I remember watching ESPN and Jay Billis and all these guys when I was growing up, and so got to meet him in Vegas about 12 years ago or so on the Louisville and Carolina weekend. Always joked around a little bit every now and then. He played in Italy as well. And so we've always talked about that, but it was funny. The thing is, I don't think that Brother Billis can grow up here.
You can't.
And so it's easy for you to invite people for the brotherhood, you know what I mean, when you got nothing to lose. And so that's why I understand, like, you got something to lose. If you really think
I do.
If you really think this BYU team's you know what? Remember the movie Coneheads? You're not gonna look like the Conehead brothers. Let's just do it.
It's not a thing I want.
You know what? You're married. Look at that. You're married. You got kids. So am I. We're on a path to celestial glory.
I had an unhappy marriage for those 10 weeks.
Let it happen. All right, just let it happen.
My wife would not have it. In fact, I even joked about it earlier in the year when BYU played at Gonzaga. Should we do this again? And my wife responded like, "Please no." And she's not watching.
That's funny.
So, yeah. Okay, let's talk about this weekend. Obviously, Gonzaga, huge show. We're going to be in the Marriott Center tomorrow. We're doing this big show with fans in the Marriott Center tomorrow. Santa Clara tonight. This is a team that struggled recently.
Because I was going to say, before we talk about Gonzaga, there is something going on tonight.
Yes.
And we threw out our question of the day of, okay, are you overlooking or not Santa Clara? No one wants to admit any kind of overlooking. I think because BYU is in such a good position, everyone has a quality sense of urgency, including the team, of course, regarding Santa Clara tonight.
Yeah, and it's amazing. I mean, obviously when I'm not here, I'm following the program. It's amazing to me, and it goes back to what Coach Rose said a little while ago. Fans, how many people were saying, "Oh, just beat Gonzaga"? I'm like, fellas, hold on. If you lose to Santa Clara on Thursday, a bad loss at this late in the game, a bad loss is worse. It causes more damage than a good win does good. And so you can't overlook this game. I'm going to tell you this. The very first time we got ranked back in, I think it was January 06, January 07, my dad, actually from Brazil, calls me. I'm walking to practice. He goes, "You guys got ranked." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "You guys got ranked. Go look at ESPN." I look at ESPN. that was one of the most intense practices we had ever my freshman year, because we were like, we just got here. There's no way on heaven and earth that we're going to lose this top 25 thing. And thankfully, we were able to keep it for 4 years, right? But if this team and Mark Pope, if they do exactly what I expect them to do, they're going to come out with a very Brazilian expression, with the knife on their teeth, ready to just throttle Santa Clara. And why? Because if you lose to Santa Clara and you beat Gonzaga, yeah, maybe you're still in the top 25, but your tournament chances are hurt.
See, and I feel like the San Diego game was the wake-up call that BYU needed. That, in and of itself, was kind of a trap game scenario. You just blown out LMU.
Right.
You should beat San Diego. You know you're coming home. Because BYU survived that, I'm with you. I think BYU comes out gangbusters tonight, and they are all in on Santa Clara.
100%. And the thing about the USD game, if it's not glaring, is that you don't. I think there's two ways for you to look at. The first one is you don't want to be on trading baskets with BYU, because they're gonna outscore and shoot with the best in the country. I mean, it was that way with San Diego State. I'm not going to go into that. I've done that way too many times in the show. With Kansas, right? They've done that with Kansas. With Gonzaga, they hung in there. That's without Yoli. And so imagine now that you're the best three-point shooting team in the country, playing at home on a rhythm, feeling good. I've always talked about, and you mentioned this, as long as they're healthy, everybody pretty much seems to be on point. But now you also have Yoli, which I think Jay Bilas gave him the ultimate compliment, talking about how great of a man he is and so forth. But I definitely think that BYU, because of the San Diego game, they're going to focus a little bit more on defense. Because, again, the San Diego team, I think, won twice in conference, and they came literally seconds away of shocking BYU at home, and of stunning BYU at home. I don't think BYU beating San Diego at San Diego, that's BYU stunning San Diego. BYU was expected to win that game.
Sure.
Certainly.
BYU was more than expected to win that game. Now, they made it interesting. Lo and behold, TJ bailed us out again. But I think that it's one of those situations that where you're going to see them ready to go will be on defense.
And it's important because BYU's resume looks really good right now. BYU's is 6th with Lenardi. The opportunity to have a 6 is really important. I think avoiding a 1 or 2 seed would be awesome, to not have to be a 7, 8, or 9. Although we're saying just avoid 8, 9. Like almost anything but 8, 9. And you played in an 8, 9 game. It stinks.
Yeah, it does.
And you played in a couple.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough matchup. I mean, my freshman year, we played against Xavier, and if it wasn't for Drew Lavender.
Oh, Drew Lavender.
With, just cook and just going, and I think he had like 24, 26 points, something like that. Came down to the last shot. My sophomore year against A&M, we started just cold. I mean, it started 12, 13-0, something like that. My junior year against A&M again, well, I don't know why we played them again, but in our senior year, obviously, first NCAA tournament victory, first team to win 30 wins, also in school history. But I think that, and I know your point of view, but I think you and I are more in line on this. As long as BYU makes it there, I'm okay this year. And I know it's a special team. We've decided and it's been determined that this is a special team because of the camaraderie, the environment. It literally has brought excitement back to Krugertown. And being in the Marriott Center is cool, and waiting in lines is the thing to do. So we've established that. But this team making to the NCAA tournament, to be honest, looking from not only a fan perspective, but a fan that actually knows the game, has been there, I think that BYU getting there and putting up a good fight this season is a job well done. And then obviously if they win, then you just kind of get things rolling and so forth. But again, and I know that you're going to say that's evolved, but sometimes you got to crawl before you walk and run.
Jonathan Tavernari.
I get out of bed and I sprint to work, JT. I don't warm up. I don't even stretch. I just go,
and
baby.
If you have your hair shaved, the aerodynamics on that,
you'll be faster.
You'll be faster.
Jonathan Tavernari with us on BYU Sports Nation. What's the chance BYU goes 2-0 this week without Dalton Nixon in the lineup?
It's a funny thing you said that, because Dalton is the heart and soul of this team, and you saw it against San Diego. And the reason why is because it takes a whole lot of stuff to be able to be unselfish, to be a senior, to not be hunting for your own shot, and to be like, you know what, I'm going to do something extra for the team instead of just looking for, the glory and all of that. It's not easy. All right. After the career I had between my freshman and my junior year, to go to Coach Rose's office and say, hey, for this team right here, for us to be really good, you need to start Noah instead of me. It's not easy to do, especially I'm a senior. I want to have contract. I have the national team and expectations and so forth. It's not easy. So what Dalton is doing, the reason why I say that he's the most important thing and the most important player, he's the heart and soul of this team, is because he's unselfish. He's playing defense. He's taking charges. It's not easy for you to put your body like that on the line every single time. I mean, how many times he takes charges, let alone tries to take charges, and he pounds it. And so I think there will be the Gavin Baxter, come to Jesus of having to make sure that he's ready to go. It's going to have to be that much quicker. And I mean, I know Coach Pope said that, Gavin, the last few practices, it's up to par and he's getting better, but it's, Jay said something extremely well. BYU is not a rim protector team, right? But Gavin changes that because he's a leaper and he's long and he can block shots and alter shots. However, Gavin is not 100%. And with all Dalton there, defensively, that's where BYU lacks the most. Also, making that extra pass, swinging from one side to the other without holding the ball. And so if BYU does it, I think that it's even more of a testament to how good Mark Pope is, how my wife says, the genius of Mark Pope of getting these guys to buy in and being unselfish.
JT, let's keep the knife in the teeth, huh?
Okay.
And go get it.
Hey.
Yeah, I didn't learn that one as a missionary.
I got a hey, you know what? How about this really bad joke from Brazil? What do you call a guy that can't stand up?
What?
Kneel. Hey, you gotta love Brazilians' dumb jokes, right? I called that a Ted joke.
I love Brazilians. They're the best.
Oh, that's
Okay, awesome.
fantastic.
Thanks, JT.
One of the
Thanks
more
for having me.
epic performances on the show, my friend.
You know what? I appreciate it. And again, don't overlook. I gotta tell you this because he and I are on par. Don't overlook Santa Clara. All right. Don't be thinking about the show
BYU
tomorrow.
playing tonight?
There you go. See. Don't. Hey, we're gonna put him.
I'm not on the team.
You're gonna be on timeout next week. All right. If this happens.
You don't
I'm
watch
just
the
saying.
show very much, do you?
I'm just saying.
I say a lot of stuff,
You're
man.
gonna be on timeout.
Coming up.